I want to talk to you guys about a game where if you look at my K to D, you'd say, damn, BSJ. Once again, story of your life, you got fucking carried, bro. And I would argue to you guys that I actually am very happy with how I played this game. And you may say, BSJ, can you stop being so full of it? You're 3-9 and you think you played well. You're delusional. And I'll say, yeah, maybe you have a decent point.
Banana slam jam.
For people out there who want to see it, we're going to quickly show the game ID. So if you're curious about the game situation after I talk about it, you'll be able to see it there. The game ID is right there. And what I want to tell you guys is there's something I've truly embraced recently. So if you watch my Mars guide on YouTube, you'll see that I talk about going these manly items. You're all about enabling yourself to be enabled and to be strong. And something kind of hit me. This is actually very new revelation for me. This is maybe the last month or two. And honestly, this game might have drove it home for me. Is that when I talk about guides for heroes like Slardar and Mars, this is specifically offlaners a lot. It can be mid laners too, but it's usually core roles that are not the carry. So sometimes if you're like a utility carry and you have a mid Medusa, it can apply to you as well. I first picked Mars. And if you know a decent bit about Mars, you would know this is a terrible game for Mars. Night Stalker is one of the best heroes in the game in the offlane matchup because he has the vision to make it really hard for Mars to ever initiate. Mars always needs to buy a BKB if he ever wants to reliably blink in, and then you don't have the vision in order to blink in. And then Night Stalker can also fly over your arena whenever he's ulted, so you can never spear him to the ult when he is ulted. And then CK is one of the worst laning matchups I've faced. I keep losing Mars to CK in lane. It's always been rough. And also he's an illusion hero when spear only hits one hero. And then against Zeus, kind of the same idea as Night Stalker. It's kind of just impossible to ever blink. It's kind of impossible to ever really sustain in fights with your normal Mars build. So here's what I've realized. Here's the secret. This may seem easy to identify, but I don't know. It just never occurred to me. Sometimes you are simply not the win condition. Sometimes your hero kind of just sucks. So I talked a lot about in the Mars and Slardar video guides that a lot of it was about enabling yourself to help your team. And in a game like this, I firmly believe there is no amount of items that I can buy that Mars can be played in the way that Mars wants to be played, which is like this BKB Blink Arena guy. I don't think there's a semblance of items I could ever buy, no matter what order I buy them, no matter how quickly I get them, especially since I'm in a bad lane matchup, that would ever allow me to play Mars the way I want to play. And with that recognition, you realize it's no longer about enabling yourself, and it's all about enabling your team. So if you want to ask yourselves, BSJ, what did he buy? So against Zeus, I went first item Pipe. And then against Bane CK, for my Jug, I went Lotus Orb. So it's team fight, help my team, enable my win condition. It's just that simple. What makes it so my team can team fight early, and then what makes it so my win condition can carry me later. I actually think it's a really important skill for people to learn to buy the right items when their job is to get carried. Because at the end of the day, there's really only 1 out of 5 games, unless you never play carry or whatever, that you're going to be the win condition for your team. And if you're not, what I've noticed I've recently struggled with is that if I'm in a game like this where it's really bad for Mars, I just throw myself in the dangerous parts of the map. I just throw myself in front of the enemy team. And if you watch this game back, I actually think a lot of my deaths were pretty good. Ignore the laning stage. The laning stage between me and Rubik didn't have the best coordination. But a lot of it was taking the most dangerous farm, forcing out Fiend's grips, forcing out CK ultis, forcing out Night Stalker ultimates in order to kill me. And in those type of situations where you're not the win condition, I think it's a great use of your hero to play the map like that, where you're making the opponent expend resources to kill you instead of your carry. And then you're also buying items that enable your team to fight and then enable your carry to carry you. I hope this video actually did something for a lot of you, because this seemed like a pretty big epiphany that I've had recently. And I think it's really important for any offlane, and especially mid laners too. I think mid laners sometimes always try to be the win condition, and sometimes your hero just isn't, especially when you first round it. So this is a lot about learning how to play against counters, and also realizing sometimes there's just no such thing as enabling yourself to be the version of your hero. You'd rather just be a generic aura building. You become your items, I think, is the message here. You become your items at that point. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. If you enjoy this type of content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because at the end of the day, the YouTube algorithm cares about all three of those things, even though I may not. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. See you next time.